Hey, I am still on a mission to convince every single one of you to leave the confines of London on your next trip to the UK and travel just up the road this time to Birmingham. Now, I'm a Brummie born and bred, so who better to do a travel guide on Birmingham than a local who hasn't really lived in Birmingham for the past 8 years. But anywho, I have teamed up with Omio, who have sponsored this video. Ali, who dat? Who Omio? Who she? And you'll definitely know who Omio is if you've been on this channel for a while because they have had a sexy new name change from Go Euro. Don't worry, they still offer all the great goodness they always have. So just to avoid any confusion in the future, Omio is formerly known as Go Euro, which we all know and love on this channel. Now, Omio, if you've actually never heard of them or you haven't seen any of my previous Go Euro videos, then they're a fantastic app and website where you can compare buses, trains and flights all on one page to see the best, cheapest deal for you. It's amazing. I don't just use them for these videos, I use them all the time. Just last week, I booked my train to London with them and got a return to London for £18. I've never been able to travel to and from London for £18 before. So if you're heading to the UK on a trip, you'll probably be heading to London, but do not worry. You can just simply jump onto the app and book yourself a cheap bus or a cheap train up to Birmingham. In case you're somewhere else in Europe and you want a quick city break, then I'm going to convince you in this video to book a flight using Omio to Birmingham. So Omio is absolutely fantastic, as we've all seen before, of getting you to and from different places all across Europe and within the UK, and it's so helpful to be able to see your flights, bus, train, all your options on one single page on your mobile, where you can have the tickets right in your wallet there, no printing, no messing around. It's just fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough to get you the best deal. So in this video, I'm going to be running through all of your transportation options, which kind of prices for tickets, how to get in and out of the city from the airport. I'm going to take you around some of the best places to eat and drink, for example, and things to see in the city centre, but I'll also be taking you out of the city centre with some tips on where I grew up in Bourneville, and also give you a big hidden gem at the end of this video. So we're going to jump into the map now and I'm going to show you my city. Okay, so let's talk about transportation. Now, if you're going to be flying into Birmingham, your best point of call and the cheapest way to get into the city centre is by train. So when you come to arrivals, just pop upstairs and take the little monorail to Birmingham International. It takes about 60 seconds. Then you can easily jump onto Omio and book your train ticket there and then, or you can just use one of the ticket booths when you get there. It's pretty cheap and effective, and I think the last time I had to take that train, it cost me around £4 one way. So you'll be getting into Birmingham New Street. So let's jump into the map and I'm going to show you the different big train stations and all the different kind of landmarks and stuff. Let's jump into map, love. Come on, come with. Okay, so this is a map of Birmingham City Centre. It's the best one I could find. Okay, so we are going to be pointing out the big train stations. So right here, we've got New Street. This is the one you're probably going to come into. We've also got Moore Street here, and then Snow Hill up here. And it's very just likely that you're going to be using New Street Station, which is the biggest one, and very unlikely unless you're going out of the city to somewhere else, so you'll use Snow Hill or Moore Street. If you're coming into Birmingham on the coach from London or anywhere else in the UK, which is a very cheap option, may I add, but does take a lot longer than the train, then you're going to be coming in to Digbeth. So right here, Birmingham coach station. And from here, it's a really quick walk through Digbeth up towards the Bullring, which is the big shopping centre that we'll get onto later. So once you're in the city, getting around is super easy. The bus network here is pretty good and extensive.
23 to Birmingham.
Even if you plan on taking a minimum of 2 bus rides within a day, you're gonna have to get a day saver, because a day saver is pretty much the equivalent of 2 single tickets. And you can travel as much as you want on the West Midland bus network with that one ticket. Now, how to book tickets. If you buy one on the bus, you have to have the exact fare, no changes given. If you have a debit card which has contactless on, then you can just tap it and go, and it'll cap it so you never spend more than what it would be for a day saver. My personal favourite is using the app. So the NX Bus app, I will link it down below for you as well, is a place that you can just jump on and buy a single ticket, or you can buy a day saver. You have to activate it and it gets saved to your wallet and you just show that to the driver every time. And that's great if you don't have a contactless debit card or you don't want to be messing around with change all the time, just to be able to pay it on your card and go. Also, another pro tip, if you are getting a day saver to use the bus a lot, then travel after 9:30 because it's, I think, £3.90. Let's have a little look-see at the prices. So a single journey will cost you £2.30 per ticket. A normal day saver is £4.50 for the entire day. However, if you travel after 9:30, pro tip, in the morning, then it's only £3.90 for a day saver. And also travelling on Saturday to Sunday, the day savers are £3.90. The trains are much quicker, I really do love them. I used to get them from where I lived when I was growing up into town all the time. They're super quick, they're not super expensive, but they're perfect if you want to get out into any of the suburbs, which I'll touch on later. And you can use the Omio app, which I always do, because it just gives you your ticket on the app to make those small journeys. But what I would say is the city centre is pretty compact and you'll probably just walk everywhere in the city. So you'll only really be taking the bus or the train or anything like that if you'll be leaving or coming to and from the city centre. Okay, so let's jump back into the map and I'm going to show you some landmarks. So like I said, you're most likely to get the train or anything into New Street Station. Now, bang on top of New Street Station is Grand Central. It is a glorious, beautiful shopping centre which is full of restaurants, cafes, shops. So while you're waiting for a train, you can just like pop upstairs. It's just a gorgeous addition and something that Birmingham has desperately needed for a long time. If you do get a little bit peckish and fancy yourself a little Vietnamese food, then there's a place called First Street Food and it is absolutely incredible. It is probably the most authentic food I have had since my days exploring Vietnam, and the coffee is bang on. If you mind saying just a little bit quick to go, then right next to the pho place is a burrito stand, and mwah, they do a killer burrito at a really decent price as well. So if you do fancy leaving Grand Central, then there are a couple of nice little bars not too far. There's one called Brewdog. Now that is a chain pub, they do some fantastic craft beers, and right over the road is a place called Cherry Reds, which is where I held my book launch party, and they do a banging breakfast as well. Haven't tried the lunch or dinner, but their breakfast is top notch, and it's just a really cool, quirky, cozy place to go for a few drinks. Not far from New Street, just up the road, is the Bullring. Now the Bullring is an iconic building in Birmingham. Whether you love it or hate it, it is just packed full with shops like Selfridges. You've got the high-end like Gucci down to all the way down to the bottom. You got your New Looks, your Sport Direct, everything. So if you're coming to Birmingham for a shopping trip, of course you gotta go to the Bullring. It's been the ultimate shopping hub for over 800 years. So whilst the first actual structure of the first Bullring wasn't built till the 60s, just down here the Bullring markets have been going for over 800 years, where small little sellers used to set up shop for the locals back in day. In there you also have the indoor markets as well, where you can go and have a good browse, good bargain hunt, and there's just stuff everywhere. So if you're into your shopping, these three rings, this is where you want to come and have some fun. Get a little bit more into the map here. If shopping isn't your thing, completely respect that. Then if you just head up towards Victoria Square, you've got the Council House and the Town Hall, really beautiful here. It used to be a fountain. I used to jump in it all the time as a kid. They've now taken the water out. And if you follow it up, you've got the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery. This is open every day, I believe, and it's completely free to go into and so worth it. It's absolutely huge inside. And you'll see there is a lot of building work going on because we're trying to make Birmingham, which is the second city, look like the second city. It's such an old industrial city. It's been so long, it's just getting a massive facelift, so we're very excited about seeing that. I'm talking for all Brummies now. Not far from that, which is where I'm going to bring you down to the canals, but just before, you've got the brand new library. Not brand new, it's been around for a while, but you know when you'll always remember the old version? Oh, if only you could have seen the old library in Birmingham. Just imagine like beautiful grey, concrete, dirty. It was mwah. Now the new library is an absolutely spectacular piece of architecture and definitely worth a visit if you want some really cool photos. Also, you can go inside and I would recommend. Okay, Then after a bit of museuming, a bit of librarying, you're probably super thirsty. So my favorite place to get a drink is not on Broad Street, even though all the way down here, so you've got Gas Street here, and all the way up here, and in Brindley Place, you've got so many bars and restaurants right next to the canals. Now, if you've ever seen an episode of Peaky Blinders, you know that Birmingham has an extensive canal network, and something every Brummie has to mention: we have more canals than Venice. So especially in spring and summer, when the weather really starts warming up, to go and sit on the canal, enjoy a drink, have a nice meal. There's a lovely place called Pitcher and Piano, and they have like balconies that you can sit on looking over the canal. 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's enough of me rambling and showing you some of my favourite places around the city. I'm going to take you to where I grew up and tell you why pretty much you should go and visit this place on your next trip to Birmingham. Let me take you to Bournville. So I couldn't possibly film a guide to Birmingham without bringing you to where I grew up, which is Bournville. Now Bournville it's only about 10 minutes away on the train from the city centre. It's home to the original Cadbury factory. George Cadbury and his family not only built the chocolate factory, but they housed their workers by building Bournville Village. Gave them houses, gave them schools. I was lucky enough to go to the school. It is gorgeous, beautiful building. So that's my old school that I was very lucky to go to. Just gonna wait to see if we're gonna chime the bell at 1:15. It's a gorgeous village. I'm very lucky to have been brought up here. I'm just going to take you now for a wander through the birdcage, and I'll tell you some more stories then, and you know, into like the factory and stuff. Okay, so Cadbury World is there. If you come down this way, I'm going to take you into the birdcage. It's just what we call it here. You'll see when we get there. So just follow like all of this around. Oh, and it's also the way to the train station. Perfect. Just on this bend up here is where we used to come and smell the chocolate. Now, I can't smell anything yet, and I'm pretty sure where they make the chocolate has been moved. We'll give it a go though. Oh, holy shit, I can smell it. Oh my god. Yes, just come here. I swear, that was the biggest whiff of chocolate I could ever smell. Oh, if only I had smell-o-vision, eh, guys? What would be crazy if they actually moved the chocolate making thing and it's like completely psychosomatic that I'm smelling it there, because I used to as a child. Oh, whenever I had friends come to Bournville, I used to tell them this was a lake of chocolate, like really dirty chocolate. They didn't believe me. If we carry on this now, I'm going to take you to the Cadbury Grounds. Okay, so that's where you just walked up. There. And now here's where you get to the train station, which is just down there, but we're going this way. My friends and I would spend so long playing here, climbing trees. This hasn't been full since I was a kid, I swear. So yeah, I just thought I'd point this out to you because if you fancied coming for a bit of lunch, a little picnic after your tour at the Cadbury factory, it's just really pretty and nice and quiet. So this is the roundhouse, and I'm really hoping it's going to be open. I doubt it, because inside they sell the most beautiful things. Hold on. Oh, it might be. That's it, the Carillon. That's what it's called. That beautiful building there is Sully Manor. It costs about £2 to get into, I think. It's like an iconic piece of Bournville. Let's have quick look. Oh, it's gone up. So beautiful. Okay, it's £3.20 now. Unless you live on the trust, which I don't anymore. Now I've saved my hidden gem till the end, and it is the clock tower at the University of Birmingham. Hidden gem because you can see it far and wide, and it is the tallest freestanding working clock tower in the world. It's like over 100 meters high, and it's just insane. And also, if you do head towards the university, they do have beautiful grounds. It's a real stunning university, so I definitely recommend, if you find yourself in the area, you can just get the train 2 stops from Birmingham New Street to University Station and just get off there, and the clock tower is just like just down the road. So go and explore the campus, go and see the largest freestanding clock tower in the world, and that is my hidden gem for you. Right, I hope you enjoyed this. There was just so much. I tried to really condense it, otherwise this video would have been like an hour long. I could have gone into all the different suburbs of where I like to eat and drink near me, but they're pretty out of the city. So maybe I would do a part 2. If you'd like a part 2, let me know what would you like to see in it. I just thought this was a very good overview for like transport, where in the city you should head, some of my favourite things to do, and also a couple of hidden gems outside of the city. So do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click the link below. Check out Omio. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video, as always. They're a fantastic supporter on this channel, and I am just such a big believer in their app. It's my go-to app now for booking everything in the UK and Europe because they're just brilliant. I love it so much. So thank you for sponsoring this video. Check them out down below, and yes, let me know if you'd like a part 2 and what you'd like to see. There's so much I could cover in Birmingham, it's just not possible in one video. So hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, comment, follow, do whatever you need to do. Do none of it, it's okay. And I'll see you in the next video. All right,